Memorial Free State Award of Excellence, and you have to memorize that title, the Honorable Governor Larry Hogan.
I'd like to present you with the Free State Award, and it reads as this. AMVETS, Department of Maryland, takes pride in presenting its 2018 Past National Commander A. Leo Anderson Memorial Free State Award of Excellence to the Honorable Lawrence J. Hogan, Jr., Governor of the State of Maryland, in recognition of his forthright contributions to his community, state, and nation as a citizen, patriot, and compassionate veterans advocate, and his leadership and dedication to the cherished ideas of American freedom. Presented April 21st, 2018, past District Commander Gary L. Huffman, Chairman, Department Commander Edward W. McKinnon.
And, yeah, what an incredible honor. It really is. It's a beautiful award, and means a great deal to me. I want to thank you, General Shinber. Thank you. Ed, thank you for presenting me with that award. It really is an honor to be here with all of you, and it's a real honor to have been chosen for this past National Commander A. Leo Anderson Memorial Free State Award of Excellence. That's I had that written down because that's a hard one to memorize, but thank you so much. I'm really honored. I want to thank AMVETS Maryland. I want to thank the National Commander and National Leadership, and AMVETS Maryland Department Commander Ed McKinnon. I want to thank our auxiliary president, the Sons of AMVETS Commander, and all of the folks that we were just introducing in just a few moments ago. I want to thank the members of the Veterans Commission, and I'd like to give a special shout out once again to our Secretary of Veterans Affairs, George Owings, who George and I have been friends for many, many years, and I'll tell you what, I couldn't be more proud than to have him as our Secretary of Veterans Affairs. He's a hero from Vietnam. I would say Semper Fi, Mr. Secretary, Marine. And he's the one that encouraged me and helped us. I thought he told me right away when we were in the transition that what I think you ought to do as your first bill as governor is we need to honor and welcome home finally our Vietnam veterans. And that was the very first bill that we introduced and the very first bill that I signed. But George Owings deserves the credit for that. Thank you. So, yeah, I want to recognize all the distinguished guests we have here today, every single one of you in the room. But let me give a shout out to one other a special person that I'm invited to bring along with me, and that is my much better half, the First Lady of Maryland, my wife, Yumi. My wife was born in South Korea, and every chance she gets, everywhere she goes, she thanks veterans from every conflict and everybody that's ever served. But she particularly goes to every single Korean War veteran event she can find anywhere. And she always says that without the American heroes that fought against communism, that she would never be here and we wouldn't have South Korea. So thank you, honey, for your leadership in that regard. We want to thank those. Now, just a couple of days ago, Secretary Owings and I had an incredible opportunity. We were at the Peace Cross in Bladensburg, which, as all of you know, was erected to honor our World War I veterans. And a lot of the money that was raised for that memorial was raised by the widows and the children of some of our fallen heroes. And there are some folks that were suing to do away with this memorial because it happened to have a cross on it. But it was erected to honor the valor and the courage and the dedication of our World War I veterans. Unfortunately, we don't have any more surviving World War I veterans, but we were incredibly honored a couple of days ago to be able to a real hero from World War II, Second Lieutenant John Pettivillano. And John was a fellow that fought in World War II. He was flying a bomber mission over Germany. The weather was too bad for him to have any kind of an escort with this bomber, so there were no fighter planes flying along with him, but he decided to fly anyway. He completed his mission. The plane was shot down. He served admirably and honorably, and then he was shot down in that flight and was behind enemy lines in a German POW camp for several years. And for 72 years, somehow, he wasn't recognized for that service, but after a lot of research was done by his daughter, we were able to finally, 72 years late, he earned a Purple Heart for his service, and we honored him at the Peace Cross the other day. He was an incredible young man, 95, who has really served his country. And I said there with a group of our veterans that as long as I'm governor, that statue and that memorial to our veterans is not ever coming down. I can promise you that. What I really want to do this afternoon for your service to our nation, our brave men and women in uniform have given more than most of us can ever fully know. And so many throughout our nation's history have made the ultimate sacrifice, and countless more bear visible and invisible wounds that in many cases will never heal. But our veterans serve as a reminder every single day of the immeasurable cost of war and of the immense price of freedom. Often decades after you've hung up your fatigues, you are still working tirelessly to strengthen your communities and to build up the next generation of leaders and to advocate for your fellow veterans. In many ways, you never stop serving, and our state and our nation are better off because of it. There really are no words adequate enough to express our sincere gratitude, our respect, and our deep appreciation to all of our military veterans. We must always honor you. We must never forget you. And you have more than earned our respect and our full support. Our state is proud to be home to more than 400,000 veterans, as well as 30,000 active duty military, nearly 12,000 reserve members, along with more than 6,000 members of our Maryland National Guard. Military veterans are eligible for retirement after 20 years of service, and many then join the civilian workforce and turn their military training into valuable skills in the private sector. You buy houses and pay income and sales tax and boost our local economy. Your skills and expertise and character are an incredible asset to our state. And each one of you makes Maryland stronger. And we want to do everything we possibly can to make sure that our veterans continue to live, work, and retire right here in Maryland. I mentioned already that the first piece of legislation we enacted was to establish March 30th as Welcome Home Vietnam Veterans Day. I was proud to enact legislation authorizing employers to grant a preference in hiring and promoting veterans and their spouses. Through our You've Earned It initiative, we provided loans totaling more than $44 million to offer assistance in housing to veterans and their families. I want to do away with retirement taxes on all retirement income for everyone in Maryland, just as a couple of other states have done. And that is still our goal, but we started by, in my very first year as governor, trying to repeal the taxes on military retirement for our brave men and women who risked their lives for the rest of us. This year, we again pushed for legislation to completely eliminate taxes on your retirement. And we got the legislature this year to pass a bill. They watered it down a little bit, but we passed a bill to ensure that first $15,000 of your retirement income is free from income tax, which is up 50% from the $10,000 that we passed last year. And as Secretary Owings said when he was making his remarks, we will not stop fighting until we eliminate all taxes on your retirement income. In spite of all the things that have sought to divide us in this country and that sometimes still divide us today, we are all brought together by the tremendous respect that we hold and the incredible debt that we owe to all of those who have worn the flag of our nation on their arms and who have been willing to risk their lives to protect the rights and the freedoms that we all hold so dear. So I want to thank you all once again for this incredible honor, and I pledge to you today that as long as I'm governor, AMVETS and all of our veterans community will continue to have a strong advocate in the governor's office who will continue to stand up and fight for you each and every day. May God bless each and every one of you. May God continue to bless the great state of Maryland and the United States of America. Thank you.